An important development for President Trump a short time ago in the Oval Office as he noted the U.S. would stop the bombings, in his words, against the Iran-backed Houthi rebel group in Yemen.
The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore. They just don't want to fight. And we will honor that. And we will stop the bombings. And they have capitulated, but more importantly, we will take their word. They say they will not be blowing up ships anymore. I will accept their word, and we are going to stop the bombing of the Houthis, effective immediately.
So you heard those comments from the president. They actually follow Israeli airstrikes on the rebel-held main airport in Yemen. The Israeli military saying that a short time ago, its fighter jets struck and disabled the airport in the capital city of Sana'a. CNN's Jeremy Diamond is following these developments for us. So this attack today, Jeremy, also marks a significant escalation in recent days. What more do we know about it?
Yeah, without a doubt about it, Erica, these were some of the most significant Israeli strikes that we have seen amid the ongoing back and forth of Houthi missiles aimed at Israel and Israeli attacks in Yemen. Over the last 24 hours, we saw 2 successive rounds of airstrikes, and today's were certainly very significant, striking the capital city airport, a civilian airport, we should note, with a heavy barrage of airstrikes that hit runways, aircraft, and other infrastructure there, fully disabling the airport, according to the Israeli military, which accused the Houthis of using this airport for their militant purposes. The Israelis also struck several power plants in the capital city of Sana'a, as well as a cement factory just north of the city. In the videos that we saw from the scene, you can see a series of explosions and large plumes of smoke rising over that capital city. But the Israelis now have a lot of questions about this supposed truce between the United States and these Houthi militants. An Israeli official telling me that the United States did not inform the Israeli government about this truce before President Trump made that announcement in the Oval Office. And Israeli officials now left with a slew of questions about whether or not this truce will at all impact Houthi attacks against Israel and how it could affect U.S. support and cooperation, both in terms of defending against Houthi missile attacks in Israel, but also, of course, the coordination that Israel has had with the United States when it retaliates and goes after Houthi targets in Yemen, as it did just earlier today. So a lot of questions on that front. But the Houthis, for the time being, they have vowed to continue their attacks against Israel. So those certainly don't seem to show any signs of letting up, even amid this U.S. Houthi truce that President Trump described. Erica?
Yeah, certainly interesting, too, that it came as a bit of a surprise to officials there. I also wanted to ask you about, so we've been learning more about this expanded operation in Gaza and comments that have certainly struck a nerve with the hostage families, the families of the hostages still being held, and whether or not they are being prioritized as this expansion would move forward. What is the latest on that front?
Well, look, it seems quite clear that the Israeli prime minister, both in rhetoric and now also in deed, has chosen to prioritize the defeat of Hamas, that military objective of the war in Gaza, over the objective of securing the release of the hostages. Just last week, he said that the supreme objective of Israel's war in Gaza is the defeat of Israel's enemies, including Hamas, placing that higher on the scale to the other objective of the war, which has been securing the release of the hostages. And now, with this expanded military offensive, he is making that clear in action as well. And that has triggered a lot of fear and concern among the families of the hostages, who fear that this expanded military operation will endanger their loved ones, and also, of course, making it secondary to Israel's war goals in Gaza. Also important to note that a majority of Israelis have said now in poll after poll that they would like to see an end to the war in Gaza and a deal that secures the release of all of the hostages over an expanded military offensive, which is exactly what Israel is headed for now under the leadership of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Erica?
Jeremy Diamond with the latest for us from Jerusalem. Appreciate it. Thank you.